Wednesday means Draft Club. I'm your host, the_Ida, aka twitch.tv/the_Ida. And to my right, we have Zach Brown, aka twitch.tv/swords and
My hands are so
statues.
big today.
You
You
got
know,
big hands.
just so big
Just
today.
watch it. And I'm currently in an Elon Musk project where I am
Oh,
virtually in the Team Cat Network studio. Um, Today is Wednesday, and it is 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, or a little bit before that, and it's time for Draft Club. Zach, what is Draft Club?
well, yeah. So Draft Club is something that Team Cat puts on promptly at 7 p.m. Eastern Time every Wednesday, where we get streamers and Magic the Gathering creators to come and play a draft. And we do it skill based. So if you're someone who's just sort of starting out drafting, you're not going to be playing someone who's in the MPL or a world champion or something like that. But if you've been playing for a little bit and you're pretty good, you're gonna play someone who's also pretty good, and you're gonna have a good match. And the rest of your pod is going to be matched based on their skill, and you can rise up the ranks. Because the way we do this with our skill-based matching, we have multiple pods, and in the top pod, if you're number one in that, you're the best in the draft club. But again, it's something that is free to streamers and creators. We're always looking for people to come out and play, and it's something where we really enjoy sort of building a community around draft and sort of giving people opportunities to sort of prove their worth. Because there's so many streamers that are talking about, oh man, I'm so great on the ladder, but when they get into a draft pod, they kind of choke. Right, Nathaniel?
Yeah, and sorry, it was Bring Your Cat to Work Day. You're at Team Cat Network. I love you, buddy, but I'm recording right now. We'll edit that out in post. Yeah. So here's the thing: is if you are a streamer or Magic the Gathering arena content creator, you are good to go. Whether you have one viewer or 1 million viewers,
Doesn't matter.
doesn't matter. All we care is that you're streaming and you are down to meet other streamers and show up promptly at 7 o'clock Eastern
Promptly.
Standard Time. Um, Now, one thing that also I don't know because I kind of zoned out when my cat
Yeah,
jumped on
yeah,
was it is best of three Swiss. So
right.
if you are a content creator and you do some other tournaments, which are perfectly fine. There's 3 or 4 great limited tournaments that go on, and a lot of our players actually host those events. But they're single elimination. So if you're not the best um, at drafting, or even if you have just you can lose to variance, but you can't get kicked out of the tournament due to the variance. And typically these events are 2 hours long, sometimes 2.5. But you're usually 2 hours and good to go because it is on arena. This week we do have some excellent matches. We have in the lower pod we have all of the small things versus King Esquire, and then
Ooh.
in the um, in the top finals, the top pod, we have in that is the sorry, the Dex by Fred top pod finals, brought to you by Dex by Fred,
Hmm.
is Haunter underscore X versus Scuffled Deluxe. So these are going to be excellent matches, and we are happy to our sponsor, Dex by Fred, top decks, top notch.
Yeah. And Next by Fred, we're very happy with their sponsorship. And if you are a business or anything, and you want to, pretty much anything, yeah. If you want to sponsor Draft Club, reach out to us. We'll have our email down in the video description. It is curiositymtg@gmail.com. You can reach out to us and let us know about what you're interested in, and we are happy to work with you and other sponsors. But yeah, let's go look at these games, Nathaniel.
Yeah. All right, just like we said, it is all the small things versus Sid Magic Owl, um,
Or
aka
Sid
King
Magic Cowl.
Esquire. Yeah, I just read it right now.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I think it's Owl. Yeah.
so no, we gotta stay focused. This isn't a curiosity casting. So if you are interested in us watching Magic and not talking about it, every Saturday we host an event called Curiosity. It is a great, easy, accessible format. Um, but look at this.
Free.
It is free and is open to everyone. Could have played Boseiju this turn, but
I
choosing
like this.
to get
Yeah.
Oops All Value and
Yikes.
no, this is great. Flavor keeps you alive. You gain 6 life, and
Wow.
yeah,
I don't think I've ever seen Favor of the Jukai played, but good for all the small things. Uh, Finding a path for it.
yeah. No,
Uh,
it's pretty awesome that all the small things. Looks like their followers are 27. Looking for some more followers, so go help them out. Drop them a follower. They made finals in the comic book club lower pod, so give them a LO, mate.
Alright, we see Besiege reaching skyward here. Gonna go find another force. Really needing another planes though.
Another planes
And
or just another creature.
yeah, yeah, because the intercessor's arrest or whatever the pacifism effect there, it's really gonna slow down the Jukai naturalist. However, we could see them bounce it with geothermal kami this turn,
Yeah,
which is and it is
it,
itself an enchantment.
yeah, I think that is a good play. But I guess valuing not doing that is all of the small things. Deciding to go with that.
I guess we see one of the many vehicles come out here, but still King Esquire hasn't gotten anything down.
Yeah,
Board's still wide open.
board's wide open. You have four toughness. I mean, 4 strength or powers. Going through all the terms,
Yeah.
and that's hunting you down. Um,
Thinking about activating Bearer of Memory, I think that's a wise call to not do that. They got a lot they can do here. Yeah, you can go ahead and play Bamboo Grove Archer, or not.
I think maybe the plan is just to have bearer memory get up super big. Um,
Oof.
Not anymore. Or
Yeah,
no, but say Beseiju gone by. It's exiled.
yeah,
Yeah, I think they're just trying to pump up the jams.
gotta pump it up. But and thankfully Toshiro Umezawa doesn't have good targets, at least for all the small things. Ooh, however, though, we are seeing Dragonfly Suit being able to come in and probably fly over. All the small things really wishing they had played that Bamboo Grove Archer.
Oh my! A second
Wow.
rolling earth. That's good.
So interesting lines here. We could so we got 6 mana up. It's feasible to play everything in hand right now.
Yeah, I think getting this Jukai though, if you get yourself out, did Auto Tapper mess us up?
No, I don't think so. I think so.
No, geothermal used a planes.
Oh, I think what happened was they did geothermal on Jukai before playing Roaring Earth. So they could have done everything, but they needed to keep Jukai Naturalists on board.
So depending on what happens, yeah. So this was a little bit of a misstep because they could have had it for free. But I guess that would have given you 1 extra mana.
Mm-hmm.
And how much does Bearer of Memory? Hers is 4? So you might have
I think it's 5.
5.
I think
Okay.
it's 4 and a green.
I mean,
So
this.
Bear of Memory coming in 7/6 right now.
Mhm.
Oh, this is a good play. Gonna be able to block with 2 here, 2 kill Bearer.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but you're in a decent spot. But hey, look, your opponent is had 2 creatures die, and now, oh, oops, we got a
Yeah,
lot of
they're
creatures
back.
back.
Oh my gosh, they're flooding the board there with the Inkrise Infiltrator and the Selfless Samurai. All the Small Things, though, does have Imperial Oath, which is, again, one of the best cards in the set. Firing that off is not a bad plan right here.
Honestly, yeah, you want. I mean, and in mana efficiency, um, probably. This is a hard thing, so you don't
Oof,
need the forest, but then a forest means two, uh, 2 counters.
2 counters. So we did see them bottom the Shigeki Blade, the Death Toucher.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I guess that makes sense because there's not going to be a lot on the ground. We're probably going to be, well, one line from King Esquire would have been to just come in with Inkrise Infiltrator, assuming that's a warrior. It may be a ninja.
It is a rogue.
Um, it's a rogue. Okay, then
Yeah.
never mind. Then I was gonna say it could get the life link from Selfless Samurai, but I am wrong.
Banishing Slash, I think, has issue with a lot of white cards. Why white is not my favorite is that it's at sorcery speed.
Mm-hmm.
And this looks like a little bit of an oversight. Um,
Yeah, I
but
think
hey,
you are. I mean,
uh,
the board is still more or less equal, and
um, I think all the small things is in a way better situation. Um,
agreed. However, that was a very good play from King Esquire because all the small things was definitely targeting the most pertinent. Wow. Okay. We saw Invoke Despair be a big issue last week.
I do like though.
Disagree with that.
No, I like it. Here's the thing: you can take a lot of damage, and a land means you can pump your Jukai. So, until your opponent deals with your naturalist, you can always pump it. You can always pump the what we saw, the menace, 2 menace creature,
Mm-hmm.
or sorry, vigilant creatures. Um, you're giving yourself a little bit more options. Your opponent can't attack.
That's true. I mean, they can attack with the flyer, and getting rid of the Bamboo Grove Archer sort of opens that up. But again, that's only one. It's like 1 damage per turn. I do think Inkrise can get bigger though.
Yeah, so Inkrise can get bigger. That's how they did that little party trick a bit ago, and I think it's 2 mana to pump it.
It is 4 mana,
4
3 and a
mana.
black
Okay,
to get
so
+2/+2.
don't put nasty comments, folks. We are just human beings like everyone else. Greater Tanuki, great card. Can either get you a discard and get you a force to get you +2 tokens, or it's got trample.
Yeah, I think the best play there is to just drop it on board, but getting the tokens would not be the worst thing in the world.
And
Oof.
that's what we see right here. You're using it as a
Yeah.
party trick, getting your Jukai Naturalist up to tokens, gaining 4 life, and most importantly, taking out a blocker. I think this can be a slow and steady win for all of the small things. Turn to action.
Oof. So return to action on Fall of Kondo. Where does it? Okay, so it comes back as the saga. Dang.
Comes back as the saga, and some of those, yeah, it exiled it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So wow.
And it did get rid of the kami, the hot tub guy.
Yeah, got to get rid of that hot
Yeah.
tub. But look at this, just spreading the love. You've got a 5/4 with lifelink and a 4/4 with vigilance.
Can't attack though. I
Cannot
mean,
attack.
you yeah, it would be a very unprofitable trade.
And pinging one in the air. This is, you know, hey, if you're gonna get lands, you might as well have 2 rolling earths to
Right?
hang out with. Is this a time where you start attacking?
No, you still hold back.
Now, the thing that makes me scared is, you know, they're not game-winning bombs in this set, but there's also game-winning bombs in this set. And you don't know, this is game number 1, you don't know what King Esquire, the opponent, has. I
I
mean,
think this is really interesting here because all the small things are going to use Greater Tanuki again as
no,
a
you
part
don't
of,
need
as
to.
yeah, well, that's true. That right here we
Maybe you do. I'm doing the math. Target creature
is that
gets
worth it on a token.
-2. It's a vigilance token. Yeah, yeah, no. This is fine.
That's true.
Especially when it keeps you going. Doing the math, you need to put both of them on because it's a -2. It's now a 3/3. I mean, you don't need to, but I think a 7/7 with vigilance is better than a 6/6 with lifelink, based
Yeah.
on where you're at. You have a lot
Right.
of life.
Yeah, at this point, all the small things just needing to push through that damage.
Okay. Well, hey, you know,
Hey,
let's. We're not
spread it.
playing. It's fine. Problem is a slight. Okay. Hey, you still get rid of 2 creatures.
Yeah. And also, as you mentioned, with that vigilance, that is wow. Okay.
And not even playing the land. Oh my god, that is that's some major is that
Some chutzpah.
that's a misstep. That would have
That would have
You
killed him off. They played the land. Yep.
it would have
I think
survived.
this is a
It,
okay. This seems like all the small things is wanting to act like they have a trick. And they don't necessarily need to.
it could be a thing of
Oh.
not wanting to show your opponent the cards you have drafted when you will win this game.
Yeah.
I don't know why you wouldn't want to show a land. Could also, yeah. Well,
All right.
that was that was all the small things side. We will be going over to King Esquire side. One thing I would like to say is the finals coming up. The Dex by Fred final top pod finals is Hunter_X versus our friend Scuffle Deluxe.
Scuffle Deluxe.
Scuffle actually, you know, a VTuber, bringing in other VTubers to our tournament, like a player named All the Small Things.
Yeah.
So both of them.
If you're a VTuber, if you're a no camera, if you have a camera just like half the size of your screen, that's cool. We're excited to have you.
Yep.
And right now we're looking at
King Esquire.
King Squire.
King Esquire. Now, King Esquire, see another deck. Let's see. So we saw Invoke. I don't think we saw Befriending the Moths. That could possibly go over the top. There's some removal in this. More party tricks, it looks like. And a Lion Sash. So Lion Sash might come in. I could see that.
I think I actually lost to King Esquire because of his Lion Sash. Because I was playing in the comic book
Mm.
club bracket as well, and I forgot that Lion Sash could just continue accruing value.
Oh yeah, I forgot you did play this week.
Yeah,
I watched that. I watched that. And yeah, it was a little bit sad, but hey, it
yeah.
happens.
I'm surprised we haven't seen Moth Rider Patrol added. That's probably the best white one drop in the set. Maybe the best one drop besides Okaiba Reckoner Raid.
Hmm.
Um, I think it's an easy cut of You're Already Dead for Patrol. I found that You're Already Dead was almost entirely dead in hand.
Um. I mean, agree to disagree. We did see, um, King Esquire use that card to to kind of flip things around, get
That's true.
get his enchantment creatures or saga creatures back on the battlefield.
This is a good opening hand for King Esquire. Took the interesting line to not play Life of Tsushima Umezawa 1-2, um, kind of holding it back to entice all the small things to drop in X1.
Yeah, I mean, and you're not getting your value. I mean,
Yeah,
Magic the Gathering players, they love their value.
you don't have value. I mean, why are you playing?
Yeah. And one thing to note, this is a spirit. I think a lot of people get this confused when they're looking at it. It is a spirit 1/1, even though it looks like it could be an enchantment
Mm-hmm.
token. Um, I mean, might as well. The problem with this is you're
Oh,
okay.
okay.
No, I like that. It
Yeah.
lets you attack. That's a smart play. Yeah. I think we were both kind of thinking the same way. Put it on the
Yeah.
flyer, but it gets you an extra point of damage. And here all the small things with what their game plan. Put counters on creatures. Repeal the vial. Now that's gonna hit
Yeah, I
next
mean,
turn.
is that something you even want to fire off for roiling or for roaring earth? Wow, look at this. So, King Esquire did get the value off of Kami of Terrible Secrets with
Mm,
having an artifact and enchantment on board. That's something that the black-white deck, it it sometimes just never fully went off like that. But good to see. All the small things is hitting hard here with a 5/6 lifelinker.
yeah, I mean, I maybe they're digging for something. The problem is the more they dig and the less they deal with this golden. Now, I think you just repeal the vial on it. To be
Yep.
honest, it is an enchantment. Um,
You don't even need the enchantment portion of it. It's
it,
the
it,
other text
yeah,
is exile target creature with power 4 or greater.
yeah.
That is right there.
Here we go. Are we gonna see it fly off? No, just oops all blockies. Maybe enticing a trade or a pump spell
Could
out of,
Yeah.
but and this
Okay.
is this is
Think
this is it, right? You can do it now, or you can do it now, or you can do it now. I'm very nervous. I know he's gonna do it, right? There's no
I
other thing
mean
to
that
do.
okay, there we go.
Oh
All right. Whew.
my, I'm so worried.
I think I just like lost a year off my life.
I hate this.
Oh my god.
Oh no. That is just so much pain. Um and
Oh my god. Ouch.
oh, debt to Kami not gonna work. Um
Uh
you're already dead, not gonna work. Ancestral arrest.
Intercessor's Arrest is I think you put that on top.
I definitely think you put that on top. What?
You
Uh,
you bottom what?
okay.
Wow, okay.
I mean,
I
hey,
guess
it
the
is what it
plan
is.
here.
I forgot what you're already dead did.
So it is destroy target creature that's already been damaged.
Yes. So this
And then
is
draw a card.
this is this is hard. I've never. I'm stressing out. I'm not gonna lie. I'm stressing out. So Bear of Memory. Not only does it put a +1/+1 on the creature, it gives it trample for the turn. So this is not a good spot.
Oh, it gives it trample.
It gives it
Cool.
trample for until the end of the turn. So
This may
is
be game.
Useju. So you're getting a land, guaranteed. That's an 8/10 with lifelink. Oh, what? Okay.
Okay.
So
no Bear of Memory activation. However, we are seeing the You're Already Dead firing off.
but
Is there another Tammy's safekeeping?
if we did
No.
Detakami, I don't like this card.
This
I
is okay because
no.
this is something where
Oh,
it's
like
going
get
to
rid of the
open up the
creature.
board.
Okay.
I feel like all the small things is just way too far ahead at this point, though. Because Bosiiju is going to be, oh my god, what, like a 10/10?
Yeah, but with arrest.
Yep.
I mean, and this is 10 points, so it's not nothing. And there is some fiddling with the cards. So 6 still. You're 6.
We're all having to use Repel the Vile on the chain centipede guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's a feels bad right there.
Yeah, but we're seeing another. Okay, this is good.
Clear the board a little bit.
There is some touching of cards. You know me. I just don't. I don't like it when my opponents touch my cards.
Yeah, you don't want your things touched. You want to just like have your own things.
You know, you don't know what your opponent has. Also, you don't know what your opponent has been touching. Are they eating Cheetos?
That's right. Yeah, they could have all sorts of things on their hands. Oof.
This is fine. This is not fine. Wanderers, it does 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. So you can attack all.
Yeah.
No blocks. This is scary, right?
This is still fine because all the small things can come in.
Nope. Okay, so not fine anymore. This is scary.
That is... It's not game.
No, not technically. But yeah.
Down to 2.
All right.
Gotta play it.
You gotta. I don't like that.
Yeah.
You could lose one more draw step depending on what happens. Uncharted.
Well, holding it back just to make them think.
Make them stress. And that is it. So that was the bottom pod. We'll be back to the studio in just a second. All right, the bottom pod just finished. All the small things won. Just like we mentioned in last video, I don't know if we mentioned up front, we will be playing, showing you the finals of each pod that's in book club. Currently, we've been going with 2 pods a week, so if we do get 3 pods a week, we'll have some more footage. But yeah, that was an interesting match, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, all the small things really brought some big things to that game.
Yeah, but, King Esquires still irked their way around, try to make things happen, but unfortunately, you can't always make things happen.
That's right. Sometimes you just got to be dethroned.
Dethroned. I like what you're doing with the names.
Yeah, I try.
the streamers that you just watched, their links are down below, so in the description, so check them out. Now, this is good. What's coming up? We have the Decks by Fred final top pod finals. Decks by Fred, top decks, top picks.
Man, decks by Fred. If you need a deck and you're looking for one to put on your lawn or in your living room or whatever,
Mhm.
you can't really go wrong. It's top quality wood.
Top quality wood, and yeah, this is Hunter_X versus Scuffle Deluxe. Now, there was a little bit of a scuffle as Scuffle was streaming on their, or they were playing and streaming on their laptop at their job, and then they were playing on their phone. Things were dying. It was hard to keep track. So while we watch this match, you will notice that there is, in the third game, it looks like we've reversed and gone back to the second game, but that's not the case. They just were kind of getting back to restart the third game. So
Okay.
third game looks like the second game, but there is a different game being played.
And this game may look similar to last week's Decks by Fred final, since Hunter X was in one of those as well. I think he was in the comic book club.
Yeah, which is not the Decks by Fred.
That's true.
Decks by Fred only sponsors one final, okay?
Oh man,
You know,
we're looking for another sponsor for that comic book club.
the comic book club does need a sponsor, and if, like we said before, if you would like us to look more professional, well, probably won't happen, but
But we'll say your name.
we'll say your name and you can get out there. You know, I know there's some businesses that I've heard of that really need promotions, like well, I don't want to name their names because they're not paying us, but you know, Watsy, if you're around, people need to know about your Magic the Gathering card game. I think you're on to something.
Yeah.
Talking about being on to something, let's go to the Decks by Fred finals.
Hooray.
All right, here we are in the Decks by Fred top pod finals. Hunter_X versus Scuffle Deluxe. So, Scuffle is having some working issues, like they were at work when usually they're at home playing and streaming. So we are just seeing from Hunter's side this game.
But you know, decks by Fred, it's top decks and top keeps, and boy, that was a top keep from Hunter X. Really good opening hand for them. A couple possibilities in these first couple turns they can go.
I mean, if you have the Modern Age in your opening hand, that's always good. I think it looks like he's trying to pick between Modern Age, getting the value now, or putting Go Shintai, which is going to protect any rogue shenanigans.
That seems. I mean, I don't know. It's probably either of those is probably fine. I think you're right though that Scuffles has a purpose-built deck for ninjutsu going on here, and we see the rat that I can't remember the name being tapped to have a hover bike come through for some damage.
Naomi Blade Blesser.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Obviously, we don't really know Haunter's deck completely. But, you know, there looks like Haunter has one ninjutsu creature. There's only, what, 2 ninjutsu creatures in green, if I believe?
Yeah, it's this Coiling Stalker, which puts plus counters on creatures when it deals combat damage. And then there's Capateco Wrecker, which destroys artifacts or enchantments.
The Ninja Turtle.
Yes, the Ninja Turtle. We're going to see a suit up here? Yeah.
Suit up, great. Gonna draw you a card, get rid of this annoying flyer. and just another vehicle on the battlefield.
So, Mukotai Soul Ripper. This card felt like it was purpose-built for constructed and just hasn't found a home yet.
Hasn't found a home and constructed, but maybe in a month when a lot of cards go bye-bye now.
Very true. And I mean, it is a pretty decent limited card. 2 mana for a 4/3 and only accrue 2. Uh, and you can just sacrifice stuff to it to just make it bigger and bigger. So Haunter here has a couple of options. We could see Fang come down, or not. I guess we're waiting on.
Possibility of flashing into
Yeah.
completion.
Flashing it onto what though? Onto Soul Ripper?
If it all depends on what gets crewed, right? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this is a 4/3 that you can, um, get rid of now. You do have Feign of Shigeki and Rebuke, so you can get rid of that. But I feel like completioning now is just what's going to happen.
It's definitely the most mana efficient thing we'll see here. Also, looking at Master's Rebuke, that is deal damage rather than a fight. So yeah, if we get down Fang of Shigeki next turn and then Master's Rebuke after that, that's going to clear the board pretty well for Haunter X. Okay, we're seeing him make that connection. Honestly, he could play out most of his hand this turn by playing down Modern Age as well, or Coiling Stalker.
I think we need. Obviously, once again, we don't know what exactly is in the hand,
And Master's
and
Rebuking on the Chef.
I think maybe Haunter is thinking my opponent has 2 cards in hand and 3 lands.
Yep.
Okay. This seems like. Okay. Cool.
That's an odd attack from Scuffles. It seems like they were wanting Haunter to not block in order to get a ninjutsu trigger, but again, Goshintai of Wisdom or of Lost Wisdom is a flyer. Really good blocker in this set.
Yeah. I think if you think about it, also we're in game 3 of a tournament, so sometimes you can play off your opponent's fatigue and saying maybe I shouldn't block. But I don't think that in blue-black there's many -3 or deal 3 damage. There's not deal 3 damage, so. But here we go, getting some value.
Yeah, I definitely like this play, and I think we put it on. I would say the flyer. Yeah, there we go. Go ahead and knock out that network disruptor when it comes in.
Yeah, we'll probably not even see an attack here. Okay, so yeah, I mean, you're probably down to trade.
It's not the worst thing in the world for Haunter, though. They still are up on board and growing again with the Vector Glider there.
Yeah, I mean, and this emergence is gonna make a 4/5. That while it can get blocked, not really gonna get blocked too hard. Cause now without an artifact, without an enchantment, the Blade Master buddy doesn't have vigilance. Oh, okay, yeah.
Or Menace.
It doesn't have menace.
So Scuffles didn't block with the Death Touch mouse Naomi. And coming in, we got an enchantment down. We're going to come in with Menace and Death Touch. This seems like a decent trade here.
I don't know.
May have gone for Fang. That may have been a safer pick. Ooh, that's a great draw there, getting Kappa Tech Wrecker, be able to take out kind of a Reckoner raid.
Yeah, I don't know. I think attacking with Fang would have been maybe more beneficial.
Yeah, Fang would have assured that Reckoner raid would go away. Okay, so Haunter is going to have some options now. Modern Age is down. That's going to get Scuffles a lot of value.
They
Wow, we saw
also,
it.
yeah, seeing a white creature
Mm-hmm.
flying away. Well, what do you do here? Just attack all, or are you just gonna? Because you gotta attack. I think
You
you
attack
have
with
to
at
attack.
least two.
No, I think you have to attack all because you're not getting value if you put the forest back in your hand.
True.
Um, you're actually losing value.
Mm-hmm.
That's something you never want to do.
Haunter X is listing over here. We're going to see Kappa Tech Wrecker ninjutsu in, replace the Fang of Shigeki, and what are we going to destroy here?
I think you're gonna take the
Yeah.
2/3 flyer. Pay the 1, see another card in the graveyard, and it's a suit up. So you saw Essence Scatter, whatever. I don't know what it's. Essence Capture, I think. I forget what it's actually
Yeah, there's
called.
capture in this. Grafted Growth, not the best here, but that can add a puzzle counter to something, and maybe putting that on Ghost Shintai be beneficial. Allowing
Ghost
a
Shintai
bit
is just
of
gonna get blocked by
either of the flyers. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it'll kill the network. I think maybe put on Capoteca Wrecker. That means it
Yeah.
will at least kill one thing. Or if you put it on the forest, it is a 5/6 and
And that threatens. Uh,
threatens lethal. I mean, honestly, if you put it on anything besides the Fang, I think you're making the right choice.
I think you're right though that Kappa Tech Record is probably the most. It sort of presses the most advantage because it can then kill the raid captain. I think that's okay. I'm gonna go fast. You're up against the clock.
Up against the clock
Oh,
in game number 1. So, I mean, you still have time, but yeah, you're at 1 hourglass. Okay, Fang. Okay, I mean, these are the trades. You're fine trading Fang at this stage. There is the possibility that your opponent might get, a rare. So, looks like Scuffle's playing kind of like a control-y deck. A lot of okay.
ooh. All right. So that is until the end of, or rather, yeah, until the end of Haunter's next turn.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll go ahead and see this block.
I don't like that attack, but
No, it opens up that doesn't assure win, but
well, I
puts
mean,
in two.
Hunter's shown that they have ninjutsu creatures, and so
Mm-hmm.
a ninjutsu, excuse me, a ninjutsu creature, at I think there's a few three. Is there a ninjutsu creature not in
It's
green
3/1.
and blue? That's black. That's a 3/1. That's a black ninjutsu creature.
Yeah, it's a black ninjutsu creature, and when it ETBs, it gives something lifelink and death touch, I think. We do see Haunter get the Tamiyo's completion off of Shrine Bearer. Um, I don't think that's going to come into play here. Scuffle could pump its Inkrise Infiltrator with that plus ability, but that's not going to be enough to kill the Ghost Shintai, much less get through for damage, and Scuffle calls it there.
Scuffle says, "I am good to go. Cash me out." So they have different decks, but I think just going ahead and taking out both completions. And bringing
Wow.
in dude who's angry and holding his head, I think.
I think that's futurist operative, and that's one where when it is when it's tapped, it's a 1/1
Yeah.
citizen token that's
It's
unblockable.
it's not a token, but yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a
It
citizen creature.
turns into.
I'm not a fan of that card. I think
I hate that
it's
card.
overcosted.
Well, the thing is that it um costs 4 mana, and it's a 3/4 blocker. Great, but if you want to attack with it, you have to have I think it's 3 mana to untap
Hmm.
it, which is a great. I think it's a fair card, um, for the amount that it costs, but I never want to play it. But hey, I'm
So
just this
we've
guy.
seen Haunter bring in Fade into Antiquity, drop a Grafted Growth, uh, and I'll be surprised if we don't see this Bamboo Grove Archer come in as well.
Yeah, but
Honestly, I'm surprised that we didn't see the big crab come in as because that's a good late game attacker. It's a counter spell. Oof.
this is
That looks like a mull by Dex by Freddy.
that is uh, uh, Dex by Freddie Mole and into another mole. Uh,
Oh,
get rid
this
of
is
your.
okay.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. Thousand Face Shadow, you want to play on turn 4, right? And
Yeah.
which means you want to have. But the thing is,
I
I don't like
You
this
can do
card.
that. Here's the thing. So Haunter can play Thousand Face Shadow this turn, and then ninjutsu in Coiling
Coils.
Stalker. Turn
Okay.
3. Yeah, so Thousand Face Shadow coming in turn 4 is not unreasonable. I will be
And
shocked if he doesn't play it.
I think okay,
Yeah.
so that's the strategy. Once again, I am just not a fan of Thousand Face Shadow, but I know there's Demir, the newest Demir Rogues deck is running 4 copies of.
Oh,
Um,
really?
and I hate it's well, it's Demir Ninjutsu.
Mm.
Um,
But using
and
some of the rogues from Zendikar.
yeah, and I hate it.
Yeah. Well, we see Haunter get his 4th land, so we are going to be able to see, I guess, Thousand Face Shadow come in as another copy of Quelling Stalker, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, so that's the thing about Thousand Face Shadow. Yeah, it's a cheap 1 mana card. You need to have to play on turn 1. So yeah, it helps enable things,
Mhm.
but you need to have so much more on board to make it worthwhile to get your hashtag value out of it.
Right. Well, speaking of hashtag value, Scuffles is stuck on 3 islands, and we saw them ditch a Master Splinter, the Silver Fur Master, whatever it's called, the Ogre Ninja Lord. So that doesn't bode too well for the rest of their hand.
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing 3 cards, sorry, 3 colors, then yeah, not so great. You have the Hoover Bike out there, but Hoover Bike isn't doing great for you when there's no creature.
Oh,
Eater of Virtue.
Eater of Virtue being dropped this early is pretty big for Scuffles. Again, only being able to play another island. They do have a blocker though, so this may not be the worst turn for them. And Haunter has a lot of options.
Yeah, none of them really that good though. You attack with what? Both cards, Thousand Face, create another Coiling Stalker. Well, maybe not.
Oh, wow.
Suit up. And we did see Suit Up in the graveyard last game.
Yep. So we can't do the ninjutsu, but Bear of Memory comes out.
I think you just go ahead and drop the 1,000. Oh no, you want to.
Yeah, you want to keep milling.
Well, I mean, hey, a swamp off the top.
Yeah.
Okay, so they got a swamp.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see if Scuffle. Oh, wow. Okay. So not a black card, but Behold coming down, really potentially slowing down Haunter's ability to get in.
Yeah, pretty much do anything. This Master's Rebuke.
It's dead in hand.
Um,
At least for this turn.
I mean, ooh, double bearer. I mean, just getting some extra damage, I guess. It's not, you're not too terrible, but you're also, your opponent is going to scry 2, draw 2, play 1. So most likely this Behold is going to be 5/5 next turn. Long Reach of the Night. You might as well just get rid of Thousand Face Shadow.
Yeah, because it's only good that first turn.
Oh, or Goshen tie.
Wow. Okay. This is pretty.
No, this is fine. You
Yeah.
just attack out.
You Master's Rebuke first.
Well, yeah, that's probably a smarter play. I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking more about Bearer of Memory, cheating and some damage with the trample.
Ooh, that's true.
So you add I think it's 4 mana. It could be 5 mana. I'm not 100% sure.
It's 5.
It's 5. So yeah,
Let's see.
spend all of your mana, put a +1/+1 counter, and gain
6. So they do not have it yet.
Oh. Yeah, this is rough though, right? Because honestly, I think you just attack with both Bearer, and try to get a Coiling Stalker on the battlefield.
I would think that you attack with all and try to bounce Thousand Face Shadow.
How are you
That way
gonna
you can
bounce
do
it?
it again?
How are you gonna bounce that? Ain't nobody gonna bounce that. Ain't nobody gonna get. The problem with attacking with both, if Scuffle wants to trade, Scuffle will. Okay.
Yeah, we're going. Oh, okay. Maybe not.
If Scuffle wants to trade,
Interesting that we didn't do that on the token. This couple has 2 blue mana up. Do they have a response? It seems.
counter target spell.
Yep.
And
All right, gets in for 3. Couple's down to 10.
this goes down to 10. Though, if we don't play coin, what are we gonna do? Get rid of Thousand Face Shadow, or get rid of our token, or get rid of Coiling Stalker?
I think you drop. I think you drop the token.
No, token can become a 4/3.
Mhm.
If we
That's
draw
true.
a land.
That's a good point. Yeah. Playing soccer was the better choice there.
I don't see what the point was of playing it though.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just because we're down to 0 timer for Haunter. Might as well play and not play. Although this Unspeakable is it's just a 2/2 right now. Choosing not to attack, honestly I think that's a mistake.
Right, especially when Bearer could have pumped the jams.
Bear could have pumped the jams. Also, your opponent's going to do this. A 3/3 that is bigger than what you can make yours. Maybe we're seeing an end step pump.
Does it add tokens or counters rather?
It's it adds 1 counter. 6 mana, 1 counter gets
Okay.
trample. And then we attack. Just not looking. I feel like you should have attacked last turn, but maybe you're just trying to get the most pumps possible.
looks like that's where we're at. Trying to
But
get
is there a bounce spell?
could see another hover bike or something like that. But that taps. Excuse me.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Oh
Okay, so
wow,
everyone gets 0. Yep.
good play there.
That's a good play. That's a great card. It's because you know,
It is rarely played. People sort of forget about it. But then when all those sort of blink effects in a set that doesn't have blink as one of its main archetypes, really strong.
yeah. I do love this enormous energy blade. Um, Probably my least favorite equipment, but it's gonna make it happen. Let's see, 8. Not we see 9 on the other side, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, sorry. I thought that the other thing was on attack. Um,
Yeah, we can go ahead and oh wow, putting it
and then
on to
Seiju. That's
nice
it.
game right there. Yep.
Yeah, that's a big issue. Now, before we go into game number 3, you're gonna see something that looks a little weird. And that is we went from 1-1 to 0-1. There was a disconnect on Scuffle's part, and so this game 3 shows as game number 2, but it is actually game number 3.
I would have never noticed. But that's good to
You
know.
would notice at the end because it's gonna
Oh, because we'll go back to sideboarding.
it'll go back to sideboarding.
Yeah, that's just the backstage magic we do here at Team Cat Network.
The Team Cat Network. So
Mm. Those future operatives, again, costing too much. I think this is a mull.
I definitely think this is a sit back and think about it. What Hunter X is doing. Hunter saying, I can't keep this. Is there a world that I do keep this in? And thinking about your opponent's kind of. Yeah, this is great. I
Yeah.
think you can even drop a land.
I agree. Yeah, you can drop one of the islands and you're fine. Because you can keep Fade. Oh. Yeah, I think Bamboo Grove Archer is a key play for this deck.
Hunter saying, no, my fate is more important.
You gotta get your Fade right, you know?
Got to get your fade right, and I think this is also fine.
Yeah, having Death Touch this early is gonna probably prove well, especially having Master's Rebuke in hand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can even attack first, see what your opponent does. Obviously, they probably won't block, and I mean, I think you have to Master's Rebuke. Okay, never mind. I think he Master's Rebuke first
Agreed.
because you've seen that your opponent has counter spells, party tricks,
Mm-hmm.
all this kind of stuff, but hey,
Also, well, I mean, Scuffles also has a lot of ninjas in their deck.
Mhm.
So, yeah, ninjas and rogues, which is kind of what we're getting at here. So, not taking out the Rat Master early may prove difficult. But we're probably going to see Besiege this turn.
And then now I don't think we are.
Yeah.
If you Master's Rebuke, Splinter, okay. So just saying, yeah, sure.
Part of me was wondering if Scuffle had a You're Already Dead in hand there.
think what's happening right now though is he was mad that he wasn't in full control, which would have
Mm-hmm.
let him be able to play Master's Rebuke. In paper,
Oh.
you would have been able to play Master's Rebuke, I believe. Not 100% sure. Maybe a little bit. Long reach around of the night is fine. You just grab 2 forests. I mean, you need a blue more than you need a forest. I definitely think that right now is the time to Master's Rebuke.
Yeah, I think Master's Rebuke and Fade this turn, and using Fade on long reach around of night.
I mean, using them both on the enchantments. Master's Rebuke and Fade. I think it'll put you in a better spot. Your opponent.
Well, actually, so if Haunter attacks and hits with Kabatek Wrecker, they'll be able to remove the Death Touch counter and then destroy a enchantment.
Yeah.
So we see, yeah, we've seen one fire off. Yeah.
Hunter
Very good.
X kind of has a weird, to me, a weird way of playing.
Mm-hmm.
Just doing this all before combat. It doesn't matter because your opponent's tapped out. But you know how you usually just see people play the cards the optimal time, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Scuffle saying, "All right, I'll take a turn off."
This is this is not
This is
this is not good for Scuffle.
no, because Haunter's going to be able to attack in with 2 creatures here, bounce back Kabatek Wrecker for Moon Circuit Hacker, draw a card, and then have another just
No,
really
so
good deal of
you
removal.
do it both twice. You put the Cap Attacker in your hand, it drops, then you put it back out.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So this is some good play too,
Wow.
and you get rid of the disruptor
Wow, that's some
or the knife, but probably this disruptor.
that seems like the Dex by Fred play of the game.
This is even so.
Oh my god.
And now you know that you can't.
Oh, you can do it again, get rid of the thing. Oh, actually no, like
No, you
it's already
wouldn't.
past damage.
Yeah, it would come. It would have the death touch counter on it, but this
Wow.
Imperial Oath. Okay, this will. Let's see
Yeah.
what goes up or down, top or bottom.
So again, Imperial Oath, one of those cards where it is not impossible uh, to win against it, but it puts a ton of pressure on board. So we can kind of see here. Um, I
Man.
mean, if Haunter attacks with everything, they can do some ninjutsu shenanigans.
I think they don't want to leave their. They're hoping for a 7th land so they can attack in fine,
Mm-hmm.
and they will kind of guarantee this if they keep the Coiling Stalker in. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and put that counter onto Besiege You. What do you drop here?
I think you just.
I think Thousand Face.
I think you get rid of. Yeah. I think you at this point you can take Thousand Face. If for somehow your opponent doesn't kill Boseiju, and you are unable to do anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can copy Boseiju with Thousand Face. So if for some reason they don't block the Night Stalker, you could do.
Copy it in. The only issue with that is that the creature Besiege You is 2 turns away. one turn away. Because it's not going to copy the creature; it'll copy the enchantment.
Thousand Face?
Yeah, is that how that'll
No,
work?
I think it will copy the creature. It comes in as a copy of attacking creature.
Yep. I stand corrected.
Which is that where it doesn't really matter. Scuffle has to get rid of Beseju, and I think we know that it's possible. Obviously, I have watched a lot more games today, and I might have watched Scuffle once or twice. I don't remember. It just Wednesdays get to be a blur on who has what cards.
That was that play made sense in the sense that Haunter's wanting to ensure that they can cast Thousand Face next turn,
Yeah.
which they are able to do. Okay, Naomi Pillar of Order. What does this?
So
really do?
when it attacks, if you have an enchantment and whatever,
Make a samurai.
yeah, you make it 2/2 samurai. So Beseju dies, but not before a second Beseju is born, most
Yep.
likely, and we'll find out what exactly happens. Yep,
This is great.
copy.
Yeah.
It's attacking. And
Dang.
that is GG.
All right, and that was the Dex by Fred Book Club Finals with Haunter X taking the win from Scuffle Deluxe. Haunter_X, again, coming from the Book Club Finals last week to the Comic Book Club Finals last week into the Book Club Finals this week. And what a great turnaround for them. Again, very happy to see these players kind of continue to play and see them evolve. You can see all of their details and go check out their streams. We'll have links below there to kind of go check them out, drop them a follow if you've enjoyed their draft play. Also, next week, Draft Club is going to be taking a journey to Strixhaven. We're going to go learn up some things, maybe learn some lessons, and enjoy that format. That was a really fun sort of two-color spin on things I haven't dealt with in a while. But yeah, so we're going to be doing go Strixhaven next week and kind of jumping around between a few different formats for next couple of weeks. But then, once Dominaria United comes out, we're going to be in that set, on that plane, really until we get bored of it. Which hopefully won't be that long, or will be a long time.
Will be a long time.
Yeah, it will be a long time.
Yeah, we don't want another situation like Streets of New Capenna where the draft was bad and no one wanted to play it, where we were pretty much getting, nose pliers and just plying people into
teeth
play.
out of their nose.
Yeah, and it was not good. Not a good space to be at, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, it was a wonderful week. We are trying to get some kind of point system ready for Dominaria.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have any ideas on how we should do that, please post in the comments. Probably we'll do something like the top 10 will be in one, a random kind of here are the top 10 best players, not ranked. Because I don't want anyone to... I just want to have fun, ultimately,
Yeah.
And I don't want people to be like, oh, here are the top 10 players, and here is the_ida in last place with 0 wins at all. So that would hurt. But just like we did last week, we will show you Hunter_X's draft with some sweet, sweet sounds of the thunderstorm.
Ooh. Man, I cannot wait to be just lulled to sleep by some sweet thunder and some hot draft picks.
And until next week, Wednesdays are for
Draft
Draft Club.
That was great.